This is Fieldsports Channel News. In 2004 it was Tony Blair who restricted it in England and Wales. Now it's John Blair wanting to do the same in Northern Ireland. A new private member's bill seeking to ban all hunting with dogs has gone out to public consultation. South Antrim Alliance Party politician John Blair plans to introduce it as a private member's bill. He published a consultation document which explains how he plans to ban hunting, trail hunting and terrier work. The Countryside Alliance is urging people to wait to consider their responses and say the survey is seriously flawed.
Again, sadly, John continues to misrepresent hunting in Northern Ireland and indeed the legislation in other parts of the United Kingdom. If Northern Ireland is to look into the hunting issue, then it should be conducted by the appropriate department to ensure that we do not make the same mistakes that has happened in other jurisdictions, and to ensure that it is fair and balanced and is based on science and evidence, not a narrow-minded, obsessed private members bill by John Blair or anybody else for that matter.
Meanwhile, Fieldsports had a near miss in the Westminster Parliament. Despite fears that backbench MPs would seek to ban trophy imports and trail hunting in England and Wales, none of them decided to go with that. Ruth Jones MP, who was campaigning against trophy imports, chose an anti-fur bill instead. There will be no comeback for shooting sports in the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. There were no shooting sports in the 2022 Games in Birmingham, which was widely seen as the organisers distancing Birmingham from its past as the world's gunmaker. This led to India, a regular shooting medal winner, threatening to pull out of the Games. And we promoted venues for Birmingham to reverse its decision and use, which these images show. The 2014 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow held shooting competitions at the Barry Budden Shooting Centre. The International Shooting Sports Federation says it is disappointed by Glasgow's decision. Organisers withdrew more than a dozen sports from the programme after the original host venue of Victoria in Australia pulled out because of rising costs. Basque has taken the importance of wildlife conservation to 50,000 children in the past year. The Basque to School programme includes initiatives like Let's Learn More, where 2,600 children from 75 schools across the north of England were shown how moorland is managed and protected. Children attending are given workshops about countryside management and given the facts about the value of shooting to rural economies. There's a plan to expand the scheme further next year to include university students.
This next kind of 12 months we're going to be focused on primarily secondary schools, colleges and university age learners, because we've identified it and we all know they are the influential people, they are the vote signers, they are the poll signers, they are the social media users. So whilst it's fantastic and we will continue engaging with primary school kids because they're just sponges, they love a good day out, I think for the shooting community, the longevity of it, we have to start focusing on those older kind of adolescents.
The RSPB has released a video which it says shows gamekeepers shooting hen harriers. The video shows what looks like gamekeepers carrying out pest control on a moor. One of them sits near the camera. It's a windy day, yet their radio conversation is audible. In the audio, they discuss shooting what they call a jet, which the RSPB says and Channel 4 News reports means a hen harrier. The video shows no crime committed. It accompanies a push in the media by the RSPB to close down gamekeeping, which the organisation claims regularly persecutes birds of prey. The RSPB's own figures show raptor persecution convictions at an all-time low, and government figures show hen harrier numbers at an all-time high, thanks to gamekeepers. Fish Legal has launched a new clean-up campaign for 5,000 UK rivers and lakes. The angling organisation accuses the government of failing to make progress on pre-election promises to address pollution levels on Britain's waterways. It demands a new plan to give binding clean-up targets for each of England's 4,929 waterways. You can find out more by clicking the link below or searching for hashtag #EveryRiverCounts on social media.
We were hopeful with the new government coming into power that there might be a change of tack and that they wouldn't continue to defend previous inaction of the last government, the Environment Agency. But unfortunately, it looks like they are going to go ahead and defend the case. So the Every River Counts campaign is really about just that, the fact that all anglers should be getting behind this case. They need to understand that if we don't crack this and we don't defend this action that we've got against the current government and the Environment Agency, there will be no improvement in the plans, which need to come with specific actions for every single river if they're going to improve by the deadline, which is 2027.
Hunters in Arkansas caught and killed 181 alligators in this year's harvest. The season takes place over 2 weekends. Last year there were 202 killed, and although this year's total was smaller, Arkansas Game and Fish Commission say it's been a huge success. Cody Gawley and his uncle Jason Mitchell took the biggest, which measured 12 feet 6 inches. You can see a film following some of the hunters from this year's harvest by clicking the link below. Now, if you love shooting and hate the way the greys are wiping out the reds, we might have the perfect job for you. The Scottish Wildlife Trust is hoping to appoint a new eradication lead to help save Scotland's dwindling population of reds. The invasive greys carry a virus which, if contracted by our native British reds, kills them. Their advert says the successful candidate must be a strong leader. They must also have a robust understanding of scientific methods relating to conservation projects. Most of all, though, they must be committed to the complete eradication of grey squirrels from Aberdeen. For that, the lucky candidate will be paid around £29,000 a year. And finally, with Halloween coming up, one viewer has shot a horror rabbit. Thanks to Andy Hinchcliffe, who was out doing pest control on a golf course local to him, also in Aberdeenshire. He says, "I shot a were-rabbit. With that kind of superpower, maybe you should go for the squirrel job, Andy." You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.